The Nobodies. It's a great show.
Into the danger zone. Danger zone.
I want to take a ride into
Danger zone. I don't really know how that song goes.
Well, yeah. I sing it every night before I go
I
to
think
bed.
that's the part everybody knows.
It's a
Yeah.
pretty good song.
Would you like me to sing it for you the whole time?
Yeah.
In the background while y'all are talking.
Yeah. The danger zone. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, welcome. Second edition of The Nobodies.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. It's a great show.
It's a great show.
Hey, we had so much fun doing episode 1 with, you got to know Mr. Edward and then myself, Zach. And today we're joined by our new guest, but also the man on the couch, Tony Ed Marquez.
Hello.
He will be contributing.
Not only guests, but great friends.
Great friends.
Yeah, fantastic
guests.
friends.
And then our guest,
Great people.
first guest this week. So exciting. And, you know, he did it so willingly. we had to talk him into it and kind of bribe him a little bit to actually be on the show today.
Little cash under the table, but
Little
it's fine.
cash under the table. But we have with us our great friend, Matt Miskowski. Welcome, Matt Miskowski,
Thank you. Thank you.
to The Nobodies, the newest and most fresh YouTube show. You're going to be a YouTube celebrity before you know it.
Not
awesome.
saying
I love
you're a nobody either.
That's
Just
right.
want to throw that out
That's
there
right.
'cause
He's not a
you are a
nobody.
somebody to
Yeah.
us.
We're nobodies.
We want to get everyone to know you.
That's right. That's right. So what's cool about Matt is a military man. He is he's in the Army, and he's going to tell us a little bit about that. He is an awesome dad. He seems to be an awesome husband. His wife seems to still like him, which is exciting.
After how many years?
After 20 years, right?
20 years.
Yeah, we're coming.
And so we just want to get to know Matt and tell everyone about Matt and how awesome that he is. And so welcome to the show. It's The Nobody. So Matt, tell us, where are you from? Who is this magical man sitting next to us?
I am from Washington State, Bremerton, Washington. Do you
Yeah?
guys know where that's
Not a
at?
clue.
No, I've never been to
Bremerton,
Washington.
Washington is across the Puget Sound from Seattle.
I think
the
you
what?
meant
Just across the
I think
Puget
you meant the
Sound from
Puget
Seattle.
Sound.
Puget Sound.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
yeah,
is.
also known
Is that
as
a border?
Puget Sound from Washington.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so you
From
grew up
Seattle.
there?
I grew up there.
Okay.
I did.
And
Yep.
then,
I went
Like
to,
all the way through high school?
I went elementary through high school. That's correct.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Elementary through high school.
And then straight into the military.
Straight into the military. Actually, I have a unique story on that too. So
Bring
I
it.
straight
Let's do it.
straight out
We
of
love
high school, I
stories
went
here.
into the Marine Corps, which a lot of people actually don't know.
Yeah.
So I spent 4 years in the Marine Corps before I actually went back to college and got a commission and then joined the Army, which is what you guys know me as right
Yeah.
now. So yeah, I did 4 years in the Marine Corps.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
kinda-
what's just their sounds that they make, right? Like the Army's
Hoorah.
Oh, I gotta think about it. It's
hoorah,
like
Hoorah.
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 That's
Hoorah.
Marines, right?
That's Marines.
Marines.
And who?
It's okay. He's not a very high rank in the Army.
Ooh-ah.
Ooh-ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's just a little bit,
Hoorah.
almost a R
Yeah, it's
tone in
like-
there.
Ooh-rah
Ooh-rah.
is the Marine Corps.
Okay.
Ooh-ah.
Ooh-ah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hooah.
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 That's
Okay.
what you hear in the
Okay.
Are
Army.
those
Very
like
good.
victory calls or?
So those are like, yeah, actually they use it for everything.
Everything.
So I have a buddy, Jeremy, that uses it like after everything. Like he could be talking to you and you're not even Army and he would be using hooah.
Really?
At the end of it.
It's like
Yeah.
over on a
Like,
CB
it's like,
radio.
It's like it's filler. It's filler.
So it's like,
Okay.
hey, how you do? Hoorah!
Yeah,
Just
that's
randomly.
it. That's pretty good.
You should join the military.
It's like Al Pacino over here. He's like, "Hooah!" Anyway. Oh, great, man. Okay, well, cool. So what rank are you right now in the military service?
I am a major in
major.
the Army.
That's
Yes.
exciting. So do you know George Patton?
George Patton. That's
Just
good.
kidding. He died. Just joking. And so let me. Okay, so this is lots of years in the military. So 20 years in the Army, right?
Yes.
Or
well, no, yeah, total time in the military.
total 20 years. Okay.
Yes.
So 20 years is a long time to do anything.
Yes.
I'm 31.
It's a commitment,
No, I'm
for
not.
sure.
I'm 32. And I've been married to my wife for 10 years, and it seems like we've been married for 100. So what
Why
do you?
does it seem that long?
Well, it's just I live every day to the fullest.
Oh, okay. Trying to throw you under the bus there.
Yeah. So what do you attribute your success in the military? Because not everybody reaches major. I mean, they stay. I mean, of course, there's differences between enlisted and officers, and even the people who are in for a long time. A lot of them don't make that. So what do you kind of contribute your success to? Because that's fascinating to me.
Yeah. I think probably one of the biggest things is just leading by example.
Okay.
I think that me being a leader, that I think it stands out most, like when you're actually put in these positions where you're actually given an opportunity to either, stand out and look at yourself for all the recognition, or give the guys beneath you all the recognition, and then it still, it's still going to show regardless to the guys that are above you.
Yeah.
So I think, leading by example, I think is probably the biggest contributor.
So you have 3 children.
Yes.
How old are they?
I got Micah, who is
Right.
just baby.
Right.
So he's 6 months. Levi's 9 or 8. Oh my goodness. I'm not doing good. 8, and then Josiah's 11.
Okay. So I think I feel like everything bleeds into each other,
Yeah.
I mean, everything that we do.
Yeah.
So do you think your time in the military I know you miss a lot of things, and that's really tough, and we appreciate your service
Yeah.
and the sacrifices that you make for our country, but do you think that bleeds into how much like you being a dad, and what that looks like to lead those kids as opposed to, leading, soldiers into battle, essentially? I mean, is there a bleed between those two things?
Again, I think it goes to like being the example. So
Right.
if I'm going to tell my kids something, I need to be able to be a reflection of what I'm telling them to do.
Sure.
And same
Yeah.
thing as a leader. If I'm going to ask someone to be at formation or to be somewhere at a certain time, I need to make sure that I'm there at the same time, and I'm doing the same things that I'm asking them to do.
Yeah.
So
That's great.
same thing with the kids. I mean, like when you're raising your kids, you're not going to ask your kids to do something that
You wouldn't wanna
that
do.
You're not going to do yourself. I know it sounds like
Right.
simple and ridiculous, but
I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, whenever Clive gets old enough, I'm going to make him wash the car because I don't want to.
yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean,
do what I say, not what I do.
my parents would argue that they had me so that I would do chores that they didn't want to do.
Well, I mean, back in the day, that was kind of the thing. You have kids to help out with the chores around the house,
Right.
right? So you have an abundance of children to help out.
Yeah, right.
Maybe
Well,
not.
gone are the days of the 18 children,
Yeah, well, also, those were having a bunch because a lot probably aren't going to make it either. So,
Why'd you have to bring it down, Edward?
I mean, I'm a realist here. I'm being the realist.
You got any questions for Matt?
Yeah,
'Cause
so,
he's open book.
I am.
One thing I want to know,
Shoot.
because like you go in the military, you kind of have a job you're supposed to do, like some people infantry, whatever. So Marines, what was like your kind of title as you're going through the Marine Corps compared to like what you've worked to now?
Yeah. So I was a junior enlisted guy.
Okay.
In the Marine Corps, so I got to the rank of corporal before I got out. So that was the highest status. What I did was communications. So I was a microwave communications operator, which is like a whole mouthful. But really what I did most of the time was I was kind of just a grunt with a radio and humped that thing around. That's a
Yeah.
Okay,
technical term for the Marine Corps.
So
just
not real
basically
good at like
backpacking
making
radios.
hot pockets microwave, but real
Yeah.
good at like okay,
Yeah, like,
because I'm
How
a
useless
pro
is that?
I'm a pro at that. I mean, I'm a
Grunt, I just figured you went off and heated up everyone's food.
With my microwave on my back.
Yeah.
It's a field microwave, guy.
down in the ditch and he's got the mic. Okay, guys.
But what's great is that you got out of the Marines, then you went into the Army, and then you did something pretty sweet in the Army.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah, no, I did. I worked really hard in college. I was looking for a Marine Corps recruiter that was going to show me how to get into the OCS program because I wanted to go back into the Marine Corps, having been in the Marine Corps. Well, I didn't really get the chance to ever talk to a Marine Corps recruiter because I got passed off to an ROTC cadre member, and his name was Major Weslowski, and he was an aviator.
Which is kind of ironic.
Which is
I mean,
Major Weslowski, who is an aviator, which
Man,
is what
and
I'm doing now.
that's
so,
awesome.
Yeah,
And so fast forward, you get to fly helicopters.
and now
yeah, it was pretty
so I
neat.
get to
though.
do one of the
super
coolest
cool.
things. Although I'm not flying now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It's funny, the whole camaraderie deal, because so I just flew into Fort Hood, the airport there, and there was a platoon of guys on the plane, and it's really funny to watch these guys interact with each other because it's just a big group of brothers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're
it is.
picking on each other, they're just having fun, and it's like me having a brother. I can see how that'd be super appealing. Be like, man, I could have this family that I can just like go and just bond with, so deep. I mean, you get to know
Absolutely.
each other inside and out.
it's like one of those things that's an instant bond. Like if you know someone who's a former Marine, there's automatically an instant bond between the person because they've gone through the same basic training.
Yeah.
They've experienced a lot of the same type of things. So there's an instant bond. Same thing with the Army. You know, anybody that's a former soldier or officer, there's a bond. Even between the different services, there's a bond. You know, between an airman and Marine. There's going to be some bond. So.
As it kind of should be. I mean, y'all are all serving the same purpose at the end of the day.
And then also, you know, especially in this day and age, and, you know, like my father-in-law is a Vietnam vet, and I've hung around a lot of Vietnam vets in my day. It's another story for another time. But there seems to be a theme.
These stories that you never finish.
I'll never tell that story, probably. But it's interesting because, like, they go through this super traumatic thing together, you know? And, like, I know that you've been and served in war and flown in war and stuff like that. So you have this kind of thing that really nobody else has.
Right.
Like, as good of friends as we are, which we are. I mean, we didn't just pay him to come on here. He actually volunteered. But like, as good of friends as we are, like, I still won't ever understand that because I've never been there, you know. And so it's kind of an interesting deal. And it also plays to the human, like people want to be together.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? Like we do
it's
this
built into us.
Yeah, we don't do this for the hefty check that YouTube writes us every week.
Yeah. Episode 1 and now 2.
No, we do it because we like to hang out and we like to, you know, be a part of a community and you know, like we're a part of a church and then my business is a part of a community and so people love that and people are drawn to it. So I think that's awesome, man. I mean, it's really cool how these different pockets of society have so much to add to one another. You know, it's really cool. Okay. Did you have something else?
So, I mean, we're still, So
sorry.
Yeah, no, you got done with the Marines.
Sorry.
You went into the OCS.
No, I went into ROTC.
Oh, you did. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Then you went to the Army.
Then you went in the Army, and then from there, infantry, working your way up, looking at.
Yeah, no, then it's straight into flight school. So I went straight from college, knew nothing about aviation, and they flew me down to Fort Rucker, which is a hub of Army aviation, and they said, okay, tossed me some keys and said, go out and fly this thing. No, not really.
Here we go.
I was thinking there's a chance.
No, but it was pretty close. I mean, like you go through and you get all your equipment and gear, and like they give you like an instructor pilot who's obviously like teaching you everything. But within like the first few weeks that you're actually in an aircraft, actually touching the controls and wiggling. So you're going through all the academics. You're learning airspace.
So this is like every day, inside and out.
Every single day,
Chopper.
you're flying. You're either flying in the morning or you're flying in the afternoon. And if you're not doing one or the other, then you're in academics. You're learning something about aviation.
So your first day to fly by yourself, were you wearing a parachute?
No.
Was your
No
instructor?
parachute. No.
And
My instructor was this massive guy, Mr. Easton.
And is it true they adapted your story from helicopters to fighter jets, and you were Tom Cruise for Top Gun? Is that true?
That's hilarious.
Is that true?
I so wish.
You guys look kind of similar. You know what I mean?
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I think it's the hair.
You guys tell me what it is. You think it's
think
the
it's
hair?
the hair, yeah.
That's cool. If he shaves his head, right?
I think it's probably the height. You know, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've never met Tom.
Oh
You
well,
know. I know you're like kind of a
Maybe
celebrity,
it's
so you get to hang out with him.
Aviation skills.
it could be the awesome aviation skills.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is. And I mean, I wasn't a JCPenney commercial. So
Yeah. So you
we're
and
kind of
Tom are like
friends.
brothers
Yeah,
now.
we're like
I
brothers,
see.
Yeah. He
Once
saw
on
me-
TV, we're all family.
Yeah, he saw
Okay.
me and he was like, "Hey, it's my friend." Anyway, that's not fun. That's awesome. That's really cool. That's really cool. You got any cool flight stories?
Yeah.
I want to hear some flight stories that you can tell that's not
Man,
highly classified.
I wasn't expecting
You know, like
that
a
one.
barrel roll in the
So-
chopper.
I can't really say that I have done too much that I can say here on this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really don't want to get a phone call from.
Yeah.
No.
President Trump calls my phone.
I can tell you something cool that our unit actually did. How about that? Does that
Works.
does
Yeah,
that work?
that
Yeah.
sounds.
So I
good.
did some of the planning for this. So Saddam Hussein,
Yeah.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I've heard of him.
They executed him right
Okay,
down
yes.
in Baghdad, and they had to transport his remains.
Yeah.
To Crit.
And
So that was our unit that actually flew
Really?
Saddam Hussein.
whoa.
I read a book about that.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About those guys.
Yeah.
So another celebrity
us.
right here.
I know. Man, he reads books
Saddam
too.
Hussein.
There's two of
Yeah.
us now.
See?
Well,
now I'm in a
50-50.
book somewhere. Actually, I'm probably not called out in the book, but
No, they changed the names.
yeah.
So it's what Matthew instead of Matt.
Is that your real name?
Oh, probably.
I did not do it, just for clarification.
Oh,
I
okay.
did not do it. It was my unit that did it. So
Okay.
I got to spend a lot of time with Vietnam guys because I wrote a song for this thing called The Price of Freedom, which is an exhibit in the Smithsonian.
Okay.
And so I went on the road with the Smithsonian for 6 weeks, and I just went and we flew this Huey helicopter all across the nation. And that Huey helicopter, if any of you guys have seen this in Washington, D.C., at the National History Museum, is up on the 3rd floor.
Oh,
and it's
really?
called The
That's
Price of
super
Freedom.
cool.
And so I got to be a part of all that, which is very cool, man.
That's awesome.
And so just kind of paying tribute to all those who fought and
Yeah.
served and in all the different conflicts or wars that the United States have been in. So it's really neat. And I got to hear a ton of that. Like I got to meet one of the Little Bird pilots for the Black Hawk
Oh,
Down
yeah,
mission,
yeah.
in Somalia. It's super cool, man. So you get to meet all sorts of neat folks, and probably one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, because I've heard so many awesome stories. And,
Yeah.
from like my grandparents just telling me great stories about themselves and growing up and in the Great Depression and being poor, and then to your stories. It's really
Your
neat,
grandparents are that old? The
man.
Great
They're
Depression?
They're dead now, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my grandma was
Great-
born in.
Great grandparents.
No, my
right?
grandparents.
And
My
they-
grandma
oh,
was
your
born in
grandparents.
1925.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And so she kind of remembers a little bit of it,
Oh,
but they
okay.
were super poor. And
Yeah,
her
yeah.
brothers went to World War II, and one of them died in the Bataan Death March, and one of them lost his arm. Uncle Jake. My dad said he was pretty
Wow.
awesome. He could like reload a weapon with just one hand. It's pretty neat.
It's like what they learn to adapt.
have
you
to
know
do,
what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen this like totally off topic, not like, but
okay.
similar. There's I saw this video of this girl who didn't have any arms, and she was just using her feet to like do everything, like cook food and like
Yeah.
feeding her kids and all that stuff.
That's cool.
With her
Yeah.
feet.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to ask you because I'm the book reader, evidently, of the crew, and so I would love to know if you read a book, and if you've read a book, number one, because that seems to be an actual
'Cause I
question that
haven't.
I can
Yeah.
ask.
That's a good start.
That's a good question, but if you've read a book that kind of had an impact on your life, like what is it? What's the biggest
any kind of book.
book,
Okay,
any
you guys
kind of
ready?
book. I'm
Yeah.
ready.
I kind of thought this might come up. So, the book that had the biggest impact, I would say, is, and I'm sure you guys have actually all read it.
Cat
is
in the Hat.
Total Money Makeover.
Sorry. Total Money Makeover.
Yeah,
Dave Ramsey.
Ramsey's
Dave,
Total Money
done it.
Makeover.
Done it.
Wow.
And here's the thing, like I always want to share that with other people because of what it's done. Like I was at a place in life where I was making good money. I was in the army. I was an
Yeah.
army officer. I was a captain in the
Yeah.
army, and I was struggling to like make it at the end of the month.
Wow.
And I remember me and Shannon having this conversation, and I was listening to the Christian station
Mm-hmm.
down in Alabama, and Dave would come on and like talk, and do his
It's just
show.
like no nonsense, like
Yes.
just get out of
Slap
debt.
your face,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, yeah.
all
Cut
up in
those
there.
credit cards up, just
Yeah,
do it.
attack it.
Yeah.
And so I listened to him. I was entertained by him, and I told Shannon, I was like, hey, there's this book, and she's like, a book? You want to read a book? What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like seriously, because she
The
knows
clouds were gonna
I
roll
don't
back.
read. I don't read. I mean, that's just not my thing. Like I mean,
funny.
I read when I have to.
Right,
But
right.
this is one that intrigued me, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I was kind of sick. I was at rock bottom. I wouldn't say rock bottom. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot
Yeah.
worse people in the world, but I was at a place where I wanted to change the way that I was doing things. And so Dave, the way that Dave talked about it, and there was people coming on the show and say, I'm debt free,
Yeah.
and yelling that,
Yeah.
that it just motivated me. And I just wanted to read this book. Well, I picked this book up. It's like 250-ish pages.
Yeah.
I read it like in 2 days. And
Yeah.
I was like, Shannon, I know you don't like finances.
all the
You don't like
pages.
talking about it. I had highlights,
Yeah.
little things written out. Passed it off to her, and I said, I want you to read this. I know you don't like reading stuff
Yeah.
about finances or anything, but I want you to read this book. And she read it, and then
So
from
you,
there it
you
was
didn't
like,
do the class, just the book.
no, I read the book first. That was the first. That was the first thing I did, and then I did the Financial Peace
Yeah.
University with the church when they offered it later. So it was like when I came into the class, I was able to like share.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The things the success stories that we were having, and then now like that book. I haven't actually done this in a while, but at Christmas time, you can find them for like $9.99 a piece or something
Oh,
like
okay.
that, or you can buy 10 of them for a good deal.
Yeah, yeah.
So we buy them usually at Christmas time, and then we hand them out to people for free.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that always works because it's like,
Hey, I know you feel terrible about yourself right now because you just put $15,000 on your credit card. Here's a book.
at Christmas time, yeah.
Cut that rascal up. Here's a book.
But the thing about it
But
is,
thanks
like,
for the microwave.
yeah.
After they get you the gift.
Yeah. And I think too, like I think in order for like to have that change or desire that change, you have to like be at that place where
Yeah.
you want change.
Yeah,
I mean, no one can
absolutely.
force it to you. So you could even hand someone this book, but like if they don't really want to change their patterns of life, even though I look at them and see, you know, maybe this would be good for them. If they're not there, they're not gonna jump on.
Yeah,
on
that's
board and do it.
totally true. Because
So-
I took the class when I was probably like 22 or 23, and it was more of the same thing. Like someone was like, "Hey, you should take this class," and of course I'm like, "Okay, I'll do it." Took the class, good stuff, but I really didn't follow through on all the
Yeah.
steps. And I had an idea of like, okay, yeah, she got out of debt, we can do this, blah blah blah. And I did. I got out of a little bit of debt, but never like 100% into this. And then when I got married, we pulled that book back out, and we're like, all right, let's do this for real.
Yeah.
And I just like. Probably I was just too mature, I was like, but I like my fancy car,
Yeah.
and I like
Right.
these cool things. There were all these worldly
right.
items that I really
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, that's exactly
And-
it.
What's
Yeah.
awesome about this group of people right here is that I drive a 2000 model Ford Excursion, and then you have your Nissan truck,
Yeah,
and
2011.
then you have your Isuzu.
95 rodeo.
Yes.
Mine's a lot newer than your guys's, so don't judge me.
It's all right. It's all right.
It's paid for.
Hey,
Yeah, I do
we
have
don't
an
make
advantage
the major
over.
money. Okay, we don't make major money. all
Oh, I
right?
do have an advantage over most people. It's because like I can get it for nothing and fix it and just keep it on the
Right.
road. So
Mechanic.
it happens.
Okay, so all right, so really, successful military man. You have a great family. You got a great wife.
I do.
Your wife Shannon's incredible.
She is.
We love her so much in the Huckabee household. But I know that you're passionate about other things. So kind of tell me like what's the thing that kind of gets you up in the morning? I mean, yes, you got to work and you got to provide for your kids and all that jazz. But like, what really gets Matt Miskowski's brain turning?
Like a passion.
Like a
Yeah.
passion.
Work. All right.
Man, I don't have time for that.
What do you mean?
With kids and
No,
working.
I'm saying,
and-
yeah. I mean, like I'm going busy. My family is what motivates me. I
Yeah.
mean, they're
Yeah.
the ones that I wake up every morning and go and sacrifice the things I do at work. I mean, if I was to sit here and tell you that like I love my job, I mean, I wouldn't even say that I do. I love serving, and there's something about being in the military that you're to me it's like the pinnacle of being able to serve because I'm doing something for the country, something
Yeah.
much bigger than me.
Yeah,
It's not
super
about
awesome.
me; it's about something else.
Yeah.
And so like I feel like I'm in a place like right now that my family's exactly the reason that I get up, and that's what motivates me every single day, that I get up and I know that my kids have their eyes on me, and like
Yeah.
I want them to see a good dad. I want them to know that hey, when I'm a dad, I want to be exactly like my dad.
Yeah, which
When they say something and they
Yeah.
say my dad's cool or
Yeah.
whattever, what's the thing that they do like this? What's
The-
that
the
thing
dab?
called? The dab.
Yeah.
Like when I come home, they're always dabbing. I dab back to them, because I want them
And your
to,
kids taught my kid to do that, and he does it all the time.
Yeah, and I
Thank
don't
you.
even know what dabbing is. I just do it.
Well,
know
if you
what I
ever
mean? Like,
meet Matt's kids, they're probably
Oh,
like
yeah.
some of the best kids I've ever met.
They're
I mean,
pretty cool.
and no doubt, like
They're pretty cool.
I'm gonna get.
top
Hey, so that
notch.
is not all me for sure. Shannon, we homeschool our kids, and Shannon, I give her all the credit. She's an amazing lady, and she pours into the kids.
Let me tell you something at the Miskowskis. Whenever Caroline are talking about how we're going to raise Asa or what we're going to do, text, hey, what do y'all think about Halloween? Hey, what do y'all think about this? Hey, what do y'all think about this?
it's like the
So-
guidebook to
So
parenting.
we definitely model our parenting after them.
Us young bucks are watching you.
Yeah,
So we're like
See?
more children around you.
it's like more pressure.
So
man.
when we see
Let's put all
So it's
this
we
like,
see
what
you
would the
dabbing.
Miskowskis do here in
you
this
know what's
situation?
you know what's awesome about though, but what you said is like there's a lot of folks that are gonna watch, and I mean even in this room, there are different dad scenarios.
Yeah.
Like I had a different dad than you did, than Tony did,
Oh,
than
yeah.
Edward did, and some are good experiences and some aren't.
Yeah.
And what's cool about this and what I love about this show is that they get to see like real live dads and what that looks like. And so if you're not plugged into kind of a church family or some sort of a family where there's a great dad around, having some sort of barometer for people to watch. And I think it's very helpful for us. For you're about 10 years older than I am, right? How old are you?
Yeah. Oh, you gonna call me out?
Yeah, how old are you?
41.
41. Okay, yeah. So he's 9 years older than me. That's all right.
10 older than me. It's good.
Yeah, yeah. So like it's cool because man, 10 years is a long time.
Yeah.
That's a lot of living.
There
and
is.
that's a lot of wisdom that is super.
It's a lot of
helpful.
mistakes that happen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but
you
it's
get to share that with people.
Very
Yeah.
helpful, and then having someone as sweet as Shannon, man, it's really cool. And then us expecting
you.
our baby, our
Yeah,
second.
I know.
Like,
It's exciting.
It's scary,
It is.
Okay, so other thing that's really cool about you that we share is, what do you live in?
I live in a motorhome.
Yeah.
Full-time
Full-time.
RV living.
RV living.
Yeah.
And see, that's what we have in common. You pushed me over the edge on that.
Yeah.
You talked me
It's
into it.
it's great. It's great. It's a great life. Although,
You didn't
I
really
can't-
talk me into it.
yeah, well, no, maybe not, but we're gonna change that. I think when we move, we're gonna end up going back into a house. I'm a little sad about it, but
Yeah.
But you're kinda
it's been great though.
outgrowing
It's
the-
really allowed us to focus on our family.
Yeah.
But
You've done it for a long time, though. It's not like
yes.
something you did for a couple months. And
No,
you're done.
we've let's see, 2014 is when we moved into the motorhome.
Right.
Okay.
I'm excited
So
about it.
4
We got a
years.
guest house to come stay at when we come visit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
You
it's
just park the
gonna be
RV
a lot.
outside, and that's the guest house. Is that the
Yeah.
plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's cool. 2014 and you'll be moving in 2018. So that's 4 solid years of living in. Was it like 350 square feet?
Yes, just under 400 square feet.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a 35 footer, and then you get all the slides on it.
Yeah.
So it's just under. Actually, you're probably more accurate. It's probably about
Which is
350 square feet.
It really is awesome because you consolidate everything. You don't have a whole lot of junk that
Right,
houses
right.
accumulate.
There's-
You're like, this is what I have, and this is all I can fit.
That's
Yeah.
right, and it teaches your kids some things too. Like if they want something, they now have to be willing to give up something to move that space, move it out of that space in
Yeah.
order to bring in the new piece of toy or whatever it
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that they want.
That's the
Well,
same lesson I'm trying to teach my wife right now.
Yeah, just keep growing.
Yeah, because we live in an
Close.
Airstream, so a 30-foot Airstream.
Yeah, those are
and
so
it's like
nice.
250 square feet, maybe.
Yeah.
And so our closets are real tiny, and so and then now my wife is growing. A human inside of her.
Yes.
That's how babies are made.
Is that okay?
know that?
No, I had no clue. I work on cars. I don't know anything about anatomy.
A little biology lesson for
Yeah.
you guys, but tell us one other thing about yourself that
One
nobody
other
that
thi-
nobody knows.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
So okay, you guys are gonna kind of freak out on this one.
I hope
You
so.
ready?
Uh-oh.
Happy
Hold your
freak out?
seats.
Pregnant
I'm
again.
scared of heights.
Oh,
No way.
Helicopter?
Like seriously,
really?
I am.
That seems like
I'm
an odd
terrified.
occupation.
I'm terrified
that
of
you picked.
heights, and the thing about it is always kind of freaks people out. But if you think about it, you're sitting in an aircraft where you're not
Not having to
really.
just look
you're so
over.
busy too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're inside, you're manipulating controls, but you're not. It's not like I'm looking outside and I'm
Concentrating
worried
on-
about falling
Not like
outside
a
the
door
aircraft.
gunner.
Or
Yeah.
You can see the altimeter going, but not actually physically hey, we're really high.
Yeah,
But-
I wouldn't say I'm completely overly terrified,
Right.
But if I'm up on the Space Needle and you're
Oh,
getting
yeah.
out to the edge, I'm, it's scary to me.
Yeah.
So
That's very exciting.
yeah,
It's good news.
yeah.
I don't know if that was not.
I don't
the,
know if it's
was
good
that,
news.
that wasn't the right
Good
thing
news?
to say.
It's
Do you-
good news that you're afraid of heights, so you don't jump.
It's good news.
I mean,
that
what-
Yeah,
You're
So
not
you
doing
keep that
dangerous.
yeah. I
parachute
see how
close?
you guys are pairing that up, right?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Do you ever say things and you're
It's
like,
good
"Oh, I
to know
shouldn't have
that you're
said
scared of something.
Yeah.
That's what he was going for, right?
Like
Such a man's man. It's good to know you're afraid of something.
I do want to point out, Zach. Hey, do you ever say something that you wish you didn't say? I think that goes through Zach's mind a lot.
Yeah.
I probably should have
Yeah,
said
I've
that.
done that today
Yeah, huh.
on this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
like I say that a lot actually. Yeah. It's I'll tell Krista, hey, you know that time when things come out of your mouth and you maybe shouldn't have said it? That's what happens to me all the time. But anyway, she's my filter usually and she's not here, so it doesn't.
She has a quick draw to cover the mouth.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
what?
Well, I have said, and this is so funny. It's happened our entire marriage. It's I'll say something, and she'll step in and do this laugh, what he really meant was. And so that's what
Nice.
she does. Yeah, super great.
Figured
cover.
it out. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, super great cover. Well, cool. Matt Miskowski, thanks for being
Yeah,
on our
thanks
show.
so
Yeah.
much.
And
Absolutely.
I want to do something real quick. I want to do a new segment. Segment
of our brand new show.
we're gonna start this every week called the Book of the Week. And so I am a reader, and a lot of you guys are probably out there reading. You got to read books and tell Edward all about
Tell
them.
me, yes,
Yeah,
I need to know.
Yeah. So
YouTube your book, and I'll watch it.
yeah, YouTube your book. Yeah, yeah. So this book is my all-time favorite right now. It is Do Over by John Acuff. and it's fantastic because it's for anybody and everybody. So if you are in a career and you are kind of lost your drive and your passion in it, this will help you get reinvigorated. If you're in a career that you don't want to be in, you've got a passion that you want to pursue, it'll kind of teach you how to hustle that career, maybe on the side until it becomes a plan A, which is incredible. And so I love this book. I love this author, John Acuff. He will make the list some more because I'm reading another book of his right now. But that book is fantastic. You should check it out. It was been huge for my business and for my family and the whole thing. So it's really awesome. The best quote in here is, "Fear is not a dragon to be slayed once, but an ocean to be swam daily."
Very cool.
Isn't that cool?
Very cool.
You like that?
That's good.
What do you think about that?
Was that coming in with his heights?
Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah,
accomplish your heights every day.
Yeah. Just reach for the stars. Jump out of that helicopter every day. All right, well,
man.
cool deal. Well, it's been a great time. Thanks a lot for being
Yes.
on the show. Matthew Maskowski, major in the Army. Super awesome guy and our first guest.
Maybe ranking up one more time.
Maybe lieutenant,
Yeah.
Hope.
colonel,
That's right.
and then
We
and
need
then
we need more
colonel,
good people like
What's
this
the
guy.
highest you can go?
and then 7-star general.
President?
President.
President.
Matt Maskowski for
4-star
president.
general.
4-star general.
Yeah, 4-star general.
But that's if he wants to stay until he's like 80.
Yeah.
Bet.
Oh, I've already made the decision. Lieutenant Colonel's it. Actually, Shannon made that decision. Lieutenant Colonel, that's it.
Awesome,
That'll be
awesome.
it.
All right, well, guys, we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching the Nobodies. Have a great
great-
week.
The Nobodies.